Hello and welcome to the interview of EduTalk from Caldera News. Jadi ini talk show Caldera News lagi. Kita bakal pakai bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris karena kita kedatangan teman kita yang dapat beasiswa untuk kuliah ke Singapura. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Philip Sebastian Haryanto and I'm 17 years old. I am an alumnus of Penabur Secondary Kelapa Gading, and I currently have 2 ASEAN undergraduate scholarship offers. One is from the National University of Singapore, and the other one is from Nanyang Technological University in Singapore. Both of them are for chemical engineering, and of course, I can only receive one of these scholarships, so I'm going to have to decide on one of these very soon. I'm really grateful and blessed that both of these universities have given me this opportunity.
Kenapa kamu pilih chemical engineering?
I picked chemical engineering because it's a very versatile field. Chemical engineering can be applied to so many different industries, like energy, oil and gas, food manufacturing, agriculture, and pharmaceuticals, consumer goods. So there's a wide range of applications for chemical engineering, and that's what makes it so interesting. The fact that I can work in so many different fields.
Oke, jadi cakupannya cukup lebar ya untuk chemical engineering. Oh, well, congratulations for you.
Thank you.
So, when was the first time you were interested to study abroad, and why?
I became interested in studying in Singapore when I was in lower secondary. I used to live in Singapore. I lived there for 7 years. In fact, I grew up outside of Indonesia, so that's why I'm using English in this interview now, because I only came back to Indonesia 4 years ago and I'm still working on my bahasa. So in Singapore, I visited a lot of the local universities there during their open days. And the ones that caught my attention the most were NUS and NTU. NUS and NTU are 2 of the best universities in Asia, and they're some of the best in the world. And on top of that, Singapore is a really great place to learn because it's Asia's technological and economic hub. There's really a lot to learn there. Being able to study at a top university in a place that I'm really familiar with, like Singapore, seemed like a really great opportunity for me in lower secondary and something I really wanted to do. So, and here I am now.
What is your effort to realize to study in Singapore?
So, to realize my dream of studying in Singapore, I did a lot of research in my free time. Most universities have a lot of information readily available on their website, so I read a lot about the different modules their courses offered and the requirements I needed to get into the university. And then from there, I planned accordingly. So a lot of universities ask for an English requirement like IELTS. So I took IELTS in grade 11, and I also took my SATs and SAT subjects in grade 11. That gave me enough time to focus on those exams and then focus entirely on my A-levels in grade 12. I'm really glad that SKG offers IGCSEs and A-levels because it's a really widely recognized qualification. Both of them are. So it really helped me to get into a lot of different places across the world.
Can you explain from the beginning how can you get the ASEAN scholarship but study both to NTU and US?
I first learned about the ASEAN undergraduate scholarship from my own research online, looking at the university websites. I also learned about it from university fairs in Jakarta and the open days in Singapore. The ASEAN Undergraduate Scholarship is a scholarship from the Ministry of Education of Singapore, and it's the most valuable scholarship for an international student. The scholarship covers the tuition fees for all 4 years of undergraduate studies, and so that's 100% of the tuition fees, and on top of that, they provide an annual living allowance for all 4 years. Before reaching this point, it was a really long process starting from grade 10. So first, you need to get invited to the entrance exam. You need to do well in the entrance exam. you need to get accepted into the university, and the top 1% of scorers in the entrance examination will be called to an interview for the scholarship. For NUS and NTU, in order to be invited to the entrance exam, they'll be looking at your report card in grade 10 and grade 11. And there are like 5 main subjects that you need to focus on. Those subjects are physics, maths, chemistry, biology, and English. So for NTU to be called to the entrance exam, you need a minimum of 85 to be invited. For those 5 subjects, you need an average
85
and above. For NUS, you need an average of 90 to be called to the entrance exam.
Oh, so high.
It's really high. And the entrance exam is really tough. The syllabus is similar to H2, so that's like A level, but not a bit harder. It is harder. So that's why I'm really glad I got to study A levels first here in KSKG, because it really helped me to prepare for my entrance examination. I definitely couldn't have done this alone. I had a lot of support from my parents, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm also grateful for my teachers, Ms. Mahadewi, the Vice Principal of Curriculum for Upper Secondary, Ms. Santea, the school principal, and my homeroom, Ms. Mia, and all my other teachers. They gave me a lot of support and advice during my A levels and my entrance examination. So I'm really grateful for that.
Apa yang akan kamu lakukan setelah kamu lulus nanti?
So after graduating, I plan on working for 3 years, and then I want to get a master's degree.
Would you like to share tips or trick based on your experience to our friends who wants to apply the scholarship?
My biggest tip is that you have to be prepared. You need to read a lot about the university you want to go to, the requirements they have, and what you should take for a qualification so that you can prepare. I think you should start preparing in grade 10 because in the case of NUS and NTU, preparations start in grade 10 because they look at your report card. And for other places as well, they might look at your IGCSE. So grade 10 is a great place to start, and you need to know where you want to go. You need to be, I think another tip I have is that you should be active in your school community, be a part of as many organizations as you can, because scholarship committees appreciate well-rounded students. But you should keep in mind that you should be active, but also be focused on your studies. So try to maintain a good balance between the two.
Right. I would like to ask about the selection of the scholarship.
Yeah.
Ada interview kan?
Yes, there's an interview.
Would you like to share the interview? Maybe.
Oh yeah.
It's a tricky.
Yeah, it's definitely
tricky part.
Yeah, both. That's probably the biggest factor. So for the scholarship interview, I got invited to the interview about a week after I was accepted for both universities. So for NUS, I got it a week after, and for NTU, I got it a week after. And some of the questions that were similar between the two interviews, both interviews were quite tough, was that they asked me about why I chose chemical engineering and what made me so passionate about it. Another question they asked me is, how could I contribute to the university? And then after that, how could I contribute to my community and to Indonesia in the future? And another big question is, how could I differentiate myself from other candidates? Because all the other candidates were exceptional in their own way. It was definitely tough. So how could I make myself stand out from the others and as a scholarship candidate? Yeah.
That's an interesting point when you said that butuh sesuatu yang bisa stand out dari diri kamu. Oke, karena sudah selesai pertanyaannya. Jadi thank you for the interview.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Aku harap sih kamu bisa memilih antara NTU atau NUS, mana yang terbaik buat kamu untuk melanjutkan studinya. So with a terrible disappointment, it's time to end the interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Stay safe and stay healthy for your family and yourself.
Yeah, you too. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.